Thanks, Zoom.
Forgot about that stupid noise.
Yeah, I know. Especially if you have your headphones turned up like yours.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Recording!
Yes, it is. Okay. Groovy.
Was your week? It was, we just finished up our summer season, which, you know, a month later than we usually do. So that was good. Don't ask me what we did, because I already too many things. We did a Sinatra themed concert.
Oh,
On
fun.
Friday night. Amazing singer. What are the singers? Yeah, I didn't know her before. I think. But they were basically they were doing. Have you listened to like old Sinatra or
Yeah.
They got a bunch of the original is it Nelson Riddle arrangements, the big band arrangements.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, they're so good. Just like the really good big band stuff, especially the dynamics, how he was just like moving along, and then the horn, and then the singer just fits in, and then like the saxes and the horns just going. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pops. Oh, Professor. I can't remember what to call him. Who does our saxophone professor here got to play in the lineup. It's cool to see him over there.
Jazz or was it?
My brain is. Well, I mean, he plays everything. He teaches the ear training, one of the higher level.
Greenwald?
Yeah. I didn't know if you had him.
I have him.
Okay. Yep, he can play big band sax if he needs to. Rosin's still treating you okay?
One.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
It's kind of a piece of
Is
shit.
that one dried up already?
Yeah, it's kind of a piece of shit now.
Yeah. Hey, have you tried resuscitating it?
I haven't. I should have.
So this is what I'm just so you see, this is what I do. I just have a little Tupperware like this. I'm doing this for Christian. This is another old one. I just put, you know, like 3 drops of hand sanitizer there and, oh yeah. You know, it's already like completely tacky. It gets a little too tacky on the surface. So I sort of let it sit there for about an hour and then I'll let it sit for a day before I use it. But you can do the same thing. I mean, this stuff's all over the school pretty much, so. Just, yeah, don't let it sit too long and don't use too much because it will completely. Just turn on something. You don't want to do it. All right, we're running through the flat scales this week, right?
Yes.
Did you try the tuning CD?
No.
Oh, you didn't get to do that yet. Okay. I'll put that on the list again. I was just talking to Eliana about it. He was saying it was really weird because he was using just one AirPod. And you start to hear the beats like in the middle of your head when you're out. It's like whoa, 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 whoa. Between your bass is in one hand and this is on the other.
So I'll do that this week.
Okay. And you can check in with him to see how your experience compares. So just 5 minutes a day on that. Sorry, scales. Or we just run them through. You can just go slow, like it's about 60.
So
Yeah, don't worry about vibrato for now, just keep it straight. Okay, B flat, you can go a little faster if you want. Nice. Okay, hand form looks great. That's solid. There's one question I can't quite tell. When you're going into thumb position, do you feel like are you bending here at all, or are you able to keep your whole upper body so you can? Yeah, right there. Do you feel like you're still pretty much have the integrity of your spine there, like you're still keeping that, or is there any rounding going on?
A little bit rounding.
Okay, see if you, I mean, so the goal is to, no matter, like, even if you were doing something like this, you're using your legs more, but the upper body keeps its form. Because as soon as you round here, that actually starts shortening things, and the long run that equals trouble.
Okay.
So.
Should we do it again?
You don't need to do that one again. You'll get to go up there again for the next scale.
E flat.
Yes, exactly. Bend your legs. Yeah, as you get here, then just bend your legs a little bit, let the bass fall into you. Yeah. And if you use the harmonics there, how would that look? So starting on the G harmonic, and then the D harmonic after that. Keep going up. Keep going up.
Where is that?
Wait. I'm sorry. I'm thinking. G. One more note. And then use the D harmonic.
There. Oh, there it is.
How about what if you did? You know what? Actually, your original fingering was good, probably the best one. Grouping the notes. The D harmonics is not always as helpful. I would probably press it after all. But I keep the G harmonic. Just whatever harmonic is useful, I would use it for this default fingering. No, what you're doing is fine, like the 1 to 2. But for me personally, if I'm in that area of thumb position, I try to use 1 to 3 for the whole steps. It just fits my hand better. So just try thumb 1, 3, and keep the second finger down while you're at it.
Oh.
Yeah. So again, this is your hand frame up in thumb position. So I don't know. Is it maybe that's more comfortable? Maybe it's not.
It's just different.
It's different. Okay. So you know both are options.
Yeah.
Either one's
Okay.
fine. Cool. Keep going. A flat. Your base up so the camera can see. We got off camera. That's fine. You keep going. One more. Actually, 2 more.
Yeah, D flat now.
Yeah. Okay, so see, on that one, I tend to wait until I get to A flat to go into thumb position. Wait, what did you did?
I did thumb on the
Thumb.
sharp,
Oh, yeah, the G
G
flat.
flat, yeah.
Yeah, which again, it works. So either one of those can work just like the other. It's subjective, which is easiest for you. But one thing I would say though is once you're in thumb position, don't let the thumb keep hanging out. So once you get past that F sharp, we'll let the hand shape go with whatever fingers are happening. Don't let that thumb just hang out here. So right there, you see what your thumb's doing?
Yeah, it's going
Yeah.
like that, yeah.
Let go of it because as soon as you've established those next notes solidly, you don't need that thumb there. It's going to get in your way because it's going to spread your weight out. So as soon as you've established that fingering, then you can like go with the thumb. So try that just up there, yeah. Now focus your weight on the one. What are we going to do too? Focus your weight on the two and forget about the thumb. So let the thumb even come off the fingerboard. And when you play two, you can have one behind it if you want support. Can you let the thumb off though?
Probably still go.
Yeah, and that's fine. It's clear. Both sound good, but the difference was when you let the thumb up, you actually rolled your weight over the top, that's more efficient. Now your weight's sitting right here. So like if you're just running through the scale, it doesn't matter. But if you went to wail on a note,
Okay.
that's where you want your weight because it's really important for it to be here. That's not going to give you the best weight. So again, if you're just running up and down, it doesn't make that big a difference, but there are going to be times you want to learn to roll your weight like you just did. So that's fine. Let's do one more. G flat. Looks good. How can you do it without a shifter at the end? Because at the time you did 4, 4, 4.
Yeah, I did 4, 4.
So either you can do like a 1, 2, 4 there, or you can shift early, like at the beginning of that string, you can go 1, 1.
Oh.
Or 2, actually 1, 2, 4. Wait, 1, 2, 1, 1, 4. I don't know, what do you think? Let's see. Alright, sorry, my muscle memory and my brain memory are different things. So I would potentially do 4, 1, 2, 4. So then you have a group of 2 notes and a group of 2 notes. What is it? 2, 4. And then 2, 4. Yeah. For me, that would probably be the easiest one, but you could do. Because for me, there's just like 20% harder to get that perfectly in tune right here. So. 2, 4, 2, 3. 2, 4. I keep for this one. I would keep it just to keep that 1. For me, 3, I'd have to stretch it out here, and that's less blocky, I should say. Can you keep that just a little more rounded? There you go. Perfect. Nice. Okay. Nice. Okay. So for this next week. Right. Should have evil music that goes every time you pull it up. All right, so it's good. So we've done the sharps, we've done the flats. How much time are you getting right now? you look at you anyway, just tell me, approximately per day with everything crunching, are you able to get? What's your average amount of time a day?
30.
Okay. You're getting 30, I'd say how about you just go through circle of fifths? Just to give you some variety right now.
Okay.
So start with C and you get to the first direction, go and see if you run through 3 scales a day. One or two of them with one of them with the tuning CD and then 2 just by themselves. So circle the fifths is the 27. 3 scales a day.
So this.
Yes. Aim for 3 scales a day, 1 with drone. And the drone one do a little slower.
And that drone is just like an app, right?
Well, it's on the one I was
Oh,
using
yeah,
on
it's
Spotify.
On or off. Yeah,
Tuning CD at 440.
that.
Forget your rehearsal just now. Elian.
Yeah, I got it.
And do it either with headphones or speakers better, but. And it's so it's about like. There's enough time so you can adjust each one. If you find that a certain shift gives you trouble, like if this one for that half step shift, remember to do it back and forth a few times. Too far. Yeah. So you might and repeat it 2 or 3 times to get nailed.
What was that?
I was doing B to C. So you overshot it. So try again. Yeah, and then do it 2 more times. Just here overshot it. Okay. So always remember to analyze before you repeat. Don't just like, oh, that was awful, I'll do it again. But say, okay, that was a little bit too far. Okay, that was right. Oh, actually, I undershot it that time. Okay, that was, just give yourself just that kind of feedback. But it's getting used to just seeing what it feels like to just sink right into that center of the pitch. It's so cool once it happens. Even when you're playing the 3rd and 4th, whatever it is, there's just a certain place where it feels just right. If you want to get really geeky about intonation, the whole point of the tuning CD was to teach people to tune, pretty much tune the way that it naturally fits, which is a little different from even temperament. When you probably don't want to know all this right now. Even temperament on a piano, they actually have to tune it just slightly tight, so because your natural overtone series does not stay in tune. That's why our harmonics start going out of tune after, they start just bending out. And so in order to make everything fit on the keyboard, they have to tune it just a little cramped in a sense. So that's called equal temperament. But when you play with this, it's more of a natural temperament where, like the leading tones, for instance, the tone right before the tonic tends to sound, it just sounds like it should be just a little high. That's where it naturally sounds like it should be. So this is good for just getting your ear to hear that too. It's not like you have to think about that a ton, but it is interesting what notes just where they feel like they need to lean one way or another. So it'll just keep working on your sensitivity for that. Did you get to do the Bowen book?
Yep.
McCormick.
Number 3 or 4?
3.
3, okay. What's the tempo?
What was the tempo?
72.
72. Can we keep it on or just? Good. All right, so I'll stop. I was just pulling it over here too, so you'll be able to check it out. Overall, it's very good. It's smooth. You just have a little bit of variation that's going on as far as the angle and placement goes, that's pretty natural. Could you just go back and forth, say pick a C on the A string? Just go back and forth, same thing what you're doing, but just stare at your bow and see if all the angles look like they're staying the same, or if there's a slight bit of adjustment. Now remember to keep, not that you have to move it a lot, but make sure your upper body's involved. So don't just do it from here. Just check it. It's not like you have to do anything. Just say, oh, upper body. Now just do it again. Because I hear the circular motion. There's just a little bit of this going on because I see you sort of going back and forth.
Yeah.
Again, it's not so much that I'm really hearing it, but just since this is what we're working on, see if you can get to say absolutely. Just let's pick that spot for now, since that's where you're at for now. Use a little more bow, maybe. There you go. That's good. Yeah. Okay. I just wanted you to sort of focus on it for a second. Where did you stop on it?
Here.
Yeah. Okay.
I guess that was just the last line.
Yeah. Just last line is fine. Nice. Now, if you wanted to, so that looked pretty good. If you wanted to play it with, say, 20% fuller sound, what would that look like? Is there a prep exercise on this one?
Yeah.
Just use the prep exercise, but see if you can just find a little more resonance in there. Maybe it means moving down an inch towards the bridge. Just see if that works. That's good. What happens if you add a little more weight when you do it? Just lean in a little more. Nice. Good. So it felt like your bass is resonating more. Your bow slipped a little bit at the beginning, just as you were getting used to it. So that's part of the reason why you start getting that sound now, so you figure out where you have to adjust. So. Okay, so this bass is slipping on the G string. That means I probably need a little more weight. Yeah, so the G string on this bass wants more weight than I do. So that's the first one. It's probably the wolf. I need to use a slower bow on this bass. There, that's what this bass likes. So I keep just adjusting to what the strings, the bass, whatever needs. So do this one more time, but with that big sound you just made, and see what you need to adjust. Nice. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's usually minor adjustments, but you just have to be aware that that's just the deal. That's what we're doing. Is we're trying to stuff out and see what.
That's crazy.
What seems to
There's a little more weight and it doesn't slip.
Yeah. Cool. So yeah, so just keep going for that big, nice resonant volume. But what I like about it is it still looks, you're still doing it with ease. You're not pressing or anything like that. So let's move on to the next one on that. That'll be number 4. So there shouldn't be anything radically new on number 4, but
Dynamics.
it's a shade during shifts. Yeah, there are some dynamics, and then she's having you do a lot more shifts. Because that's the next thing that, so if your right hand is not quite stable, when people start doing shifts, sometimes the bow will then start doing its funny things. So always listen to see, just to, so I said listen to see, but always listen so you know if anything's getting off, because you'll hear crunches or slips or something.
What is dead shape?
So remember her definitions are here in the front, if you ever have to double check. Next one. Because you'll need to come back to this page.
Oh,
But smooth and connected. Smooth and even. Detached just means separate. It sounds like it means detached, but it means just separate, and separate super smooth. But these are really good definitions. They're better than the ones I necessarily would have. Yeah, so that's
and so like, but like legato would be like a slur almost, or
super smooth.
so it's also
Yeah, smooth and connected without interruption. And Texas shade is pretty much legato.
okay.
But using a separate bow. And then we did you go to the beginning?
Yes.
Okay, let's do that.
Second question.
Sorry to rush you.
No, you're good. I have some questions on it.
Oh, on the beginning?
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go. Some of the harmonics.
Oh, right at the end?
Yeah.
Short ones? All right, so in this particular, there's several ways to write harmonics, but for this specific one, the lower note shows you which string you're on, and the upper note shows you where you touch the finger. So in this particular case, the diamond is where you put your finger, so that's over the D on the G string.
Oh, it was me.
And then the last one is just, and then the last one is just the harmonic on the G harmonic, or the halfway harmonic. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know. And there's several different ways of notating harmonics, so sometimes I have to double check. But that's what those are.
It's like the library was like, don't write in this. And I'm like, how can I not write it? I guess I'm just gonna erase it one day.
Yeah, you're
Like
probably
it's literally impossible not to write in this,
yeah.
or else I won't.
Either that or you just have to get your own set of posts. which
Yeah.
It's not the worst thing in the world if you.
Okay, so the bottom one's the string, the top one is where you put your finger.
Yeah. And this piece will be, as we're just looking at all the legatos, so smooth without any breaks.
Yes.
There you go, Lil, play your G string again. Yes. Play G string first. Now sing me a third, a major third. Yeah, you first went a little low. You sang it right on. Yeah. That's it.
Oh, that's a start. Oh, and then a
G. Good. So one little thing there, you're adding a note to this slur. So it's down, up, and you're going to doing down. That's it. But you here's the trick. So now you have to do a smooth pivot, da, and then a smooth mode change. Da. Yeah, both sides have to be smooth. Yeah, that's it. Go so down, down, yeah, down.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna do the quick version. I'll keep letting you play a second. So one thing to watch here, so now it's smoother in the first measure, but you're doing it, since you're using energy to go there, it's slipping into your right hand. And you're doing, I'm exaggerating, but
Okay.
right hand has to just, it's playing quarters. Left hand is independent, but it needs to be. So no extra energy. These ones should sound like two separate, two very smooth separate bows, but it's on the same bow. And then the right hand also, it's a smooth quarter. There's a string crossing, but it's not, there's no, that's what we call portato. You don't want that. And it's tricky because you can have both a pivot and a string crossing. So that means that first of all, this has to be a pretty quick pivot. And that also means the string crossing has to be absolutely just rocking it back and forth. That's it. Yeah. Did you get that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. And you do even smoother on the. So there you go. So that one you're doing a harmonic on a D string. Just reaching up with the third finger. That's it. Yeah, you might need to get your own copy books. Yeah. Just worry about all the things you want to write in. Oh, that, but down. There you go. A little higher. There you go. That's it. And then turn the last two measures. Now remember for this, you probably need to drop your bow a little bit towards the bridge since it's harmonic. Right. Because technically, the harmonics were like here would be the last one. So if you're playing there, you'd be here. Same here. Yeah, my bass is out too. Okay, so yeah, so that's the goal of this one is just keeping things super smooth no matter what's going on. So why don't you just review this? You don't have to do a lot, but maybe play it once a day. Okay, just play it through so you can keep it smooth. And then add on page 11, which is this one pretty much. Is that all half position? It's sort of reviewing half position, just making sure everything's really in place. Half position we always think is easy because we often start there.
Yeah.
But we're really defining this half and whole steps. All of this is blocked fingering. Make sure that you have that real. Nope, this is all just half position. Oh. So look at my hand, my left. Oh, just there you go. Very defined. It's not gripping, but I have to do that for me. Again, your fingers are a little thicker, so it's gonna look a little more like that. But I have to do that so that I keep that fingering. Otherwise, my fours start getting a little flat, and the first can get a little bit crunched. So it has to be memorizing what that shape feels like for you. So whenever we get to something that jumps into half position, boom, your hand just knows that's how it feels. Here, my hand looks like that. Here, my hand feels like, this is the scales, and then doing stuff like this. You just get it deeper and deeper into your memory. That feels, that feel, that feel, that, that feel. Anyway, so the big forte now, a little bit bigger. Now, as soft as you can while still keeping the tone. The mezzo forte. Yeah, so you can pretty much sight read that. But so just do it, you can probably just run through that one once a day too. Just making sure the tone is good. Watch your bow angle. Because right now you're starting to get a little dropping on the, I'll go that way. I bet you could get your forte even bigger on that bass. But it'll mean that you have to manage the bow because it will start slipping on you. What happens if you drop it by 1.5 inches? Yes. So it slipped on you a little bit, a little more weight, and a little slower bow. Yeah. Do you just feel that? So once we go towards the bridge, you're going to get more resistance. Yeah. So then you have to counter it with a little more weight and a little slower speed. I mean, that's so fun to play bass. There you go. Yeah, you just focus it a little bit, and then you had it. It's not a big change, but just be aware of it. So if you still are really short on practice, this will be enough for you. If you find that you have a little more time, you could go on with Volga movements, and then you and Elion will be about similar spots too. So then there are some duets later in here. If you guys are going at a similar rate, we could probably get you to do, once we get to page 18, page 19, you guys can do that as a duet. With a few other ones in here too. So.
And that's so that's page 12.
Page 12.
Page 5.
Yeah, if you have time, that's page 12. And one tricky thing I was showing Elion on this one is that, and like that first measure that you're playing, that last note, don't try to get all the way back to the frog. It'll be a little more in the middle, but it'll work its way out around in here. And then you get back to the frog. So you don't want to be out of the tip. So you also have to conserve your bow on this because it's unequal bowings. Because if you just did equal bowings, you would on your way out the tip and then you'd be in trouble. But just make sure you don't go. Yeah. So we'll go back. The other option is just conserve more bow on that dotted quarter and use more weight and slower bow. And then float, then take some weight off for the 8th note. it's like you have the knobs, you have the weight, speed, and placement, and usually you don't do more than 2 at a time, but if you need to quickly do a adjustment, you flip 2 of them. Cool, all right, so that should keep you busy. Any questions in the orchestra stuff right now?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think it's just a matter of practicing.
So,
So,
and are you doing jazz ensembles this year? too?
yes. I am.
Okay. That's probably why you are so busy.
Yeah, I'm in symphony orchestra, chamber orchestra, jazz ensemble, and marching.
What are you doing in marching then?
Trumpet.
Really? Oh, goodness.
Yeah, my parents are both music teachers.
I remember you saying that, yeah.
Yeah, so my dad plays trumpet, so of course I
You
have
just picked it up?
because it's
Wow.
kind of funny because I had a lot of lung problems when I was little.
Okay.
So my dad plays trumpet and he like tried to get me to play trumpet, but I couldn't because I
Yeah.
couldn't blow. So then he was like, oh, well, we'll get you an instrument that, so here's a bass. And I'm like, okay, cool.
Wow. But eventually.
Yeah, eventually, yeah. I think I was in maybe like 4th grade and I was finally able to like, my dad gave me a quarter-size electric bass when I was like 9.
That's a very supportive parents.
And I'm like, yeah.
We're trying to get you booked early.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And I was in my dad's middle school jazz band in 5th grade.
Oh, man. So what's marching band schedule like? When do games start?
But we've already had a lot of them.
Yeah.
Yes. We had, that was that last Saturday. It was 6 a.m. call time. Very fun.
Oh, man. Does it get busier or is it just stays that busy?
It just is. And now,
You're a
but
trooper.
like, there's not that many more games. So-
Okay.
So let me